Okay, this is something that I think in the August, yeah, it's August, history of the Cinemaniacs. I don't think I've ever done this before, and I don't think the show has ever done this before. It's always been movie reviews, Blu-ray reviews, streaming reviews, cinema. Well, today that changes. Today it's a record review. So, in addition to loving movies, I love records. I love music. I'm a record collector. I have been since I was a kid. And I found everything I was, unlike Bono and U2, I did find what I was looking for. And now I just find cool stuff. I almost said the S word. I find cool stuff and add it to the collection. And I had the opportunity through my close personal friends at MVD, who I know as the company that puts out all these cool Blu-rays and DVDs that I talk about. They also handle music, probably almost in equal measure as the films. And I found out about a new release, and I said, "Ooh, I would love to review that if possible. I don't usually, but it would be kind of fun." And my friend Derek at MVD said, "Well, we want to review the first volume," and I said, "Yes." So what we have, we're going to go chronological here, and we have two records. They are also available as CDs, I think. They're entitled, let's see if we can make this work without glare and everything, Halloween Nuggets. Is that in focus? Do we have any glare there? Halloween Nuggets, Haunted Underground Classics, 21 tracks on neon orange vinyl. So I'm not going to go track by track. I listened to these last night, and out of the gate, I want to tell you, these were a heck of a lot of fun. It appears that these were originally released a decade or more or two ago as a multi-CD set, and now they're coming out as vinyl releases, and I'm okay with that. So you get your cover, which hits your major monsters, your major Universal monsters, without being too close to the likeness of those Universal monsters for legal reasons. You get your Dracula, you get your Frankenstein's monster, you get your mummy, and on bitchin' guitar, or you get a werewolf. And let's open it up and see what we get. So we get a back cover with a track list that I'll read to you, and then we have our LP. And some people don't like the colored vinyl or the clear vinyl or the picture discs or anything like that. I'm a sucker for pretty stuff, and that's pretty darn pretty. Woo! Can you tell I'm using a ring light? Let's just do it like that. So orange vinyl sounds great. Some people say it doesn't sound as good on my system, which is a pretty okay system. This sounded fine. It sounded good. I was a little nervous about what the audio quality would be, just the mastering of this from old tracks. And, part of me is like, oh, in this day and age, some fly-by-night company can just go to YouTube and rip things, or they can just take old scratchy 45s, or I don't know if these were from the original master tapes, but cousin, let me tell you, they sounded like they were as far as my system goes. So what is on here? We will read from the back of this text, because you won't see it if I hold it up. The ultimate Halloween-themed novelty rock and roll soundtrack featuring witches, ghouls, teenage monsters, graveyards, haunted houses, devils, ghosts, and zombies. Most of the selections are vintage sides from the 60s, rounded out by a witch's fistful of rare 50s cuts, plus rare audio of 3 classic horror movie trailers, which I love. So what we have, side A, we have I Was a Teenage Monster by the Keystones, Witch Queen of New Orleans by Irvina and the Stylers. See, now I know that song as like a 70s cover by Tom Jones, which is really funky. So it was really cool to hear the original version here, or an earlier version. Bobby Bear's Vampira, Jekyll and Hyde by Jim Burgett. Plan 9 from Outer Space trailer, so it's just the audio from that trailer. The Invasion is Coming by The Invasion. It by Johnny Frazier and the Regalaires. Rocket in the Graveyard by Jackie Morningstar. Graveyard by the Phantom 5. And Devil Driver's Theme by the Vets. Before we proceed to side 2, so this is a mix of 50s, 60s, like rock and roll songs, like garage band tunes, some instrumentals, and then some of the trailer audio. It plays so well. Just in terms of just the music itself. Like, you could divorce yourself and not pay close attention. It works as a Halloween record, clearly, because all of these are about monsters, creatures, murderers, and mayhem. But it also works just as a rock and roll record. If you like 50s, 60s, like garage rock, very entertaining listen. You can throw this record on any time of the year, and it's entertaining and fun and puts you in a nice little groove there. I had it on while I was doing some work. I was paying attention to whether I liked it or not. I did, and it was excellent. You can also throw it on at Halloween time, which we're rapidly approaching, and it's this great party record or something to play while you wait for trick-or-treaters and stuff. It's cool, and it's hip, and it's kitschy, and I thoroughly enjoyed this record. Side B, we have House on Haunted Hill by Kenny and the Fiends, Strolling After Dark by The Shades, Jack the Ripper by The Elites, not to be confused with the Jack the Ripper cut by Screaming Lord Sutch, Graveyard Stomp by Billy Goulston, the Blob movie trailer, not the song, which I always love because featuring Steve McQueen and a cast of exciting young people. Marble Orchard, one of my favorite terms for a graveyard, by the Graveyard 5, Night of the Sadist by Larry and the Blue Notes, Black Magic by Jericho Jones, Ghost to Go-Go by Richard Rome, Mummy Walk, in parentheses, Walking Death, by the Contrails, and the original trailer for Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, this is on Rustblade Records. No, this is on Rockbeat Records, and this has got a 2015 copyright on it. So this came out several years ago. I'd never heard of it, and I'm glad I did. This is really good. If you like old monster movies like I like, old TV shows, monster kid culture, Halloween Nuggets is really good. But that isn't even the one that I signed up for. That's the one I got to be a companion of the one that's coming out. So this album is actually not out yet. So you're getting a first advanced look at this. This comes out on August 25th, 2023. So if you're watching this review in 2024, you can go get it now. But if you're watching this anytime leading up to August 25th, 2023, this is a pre-order for you. This is shockingly titled More Halloween Nuggets. And here you got your Creature from the Black Lagoon, or an approximation. You got a Phantom of the Opera. You got a Bride of Frankenstein, and you got I think a vampire. The hype sticker is covering her face. And again, Haunted Underground Classics, 18 scary tracks on ghostly purple vinyl. And once again, following the pattern we established with the first record, I will show you what this looks like. This is really pretty. This is really nice. It's purple vinyl, but it's got this weird, I don't know if you could, yeah, you can see it. It's got this weird look to it that almost looks like just like ghosts or souls crying in eternal damnation. I'm not quite sure on there. And it's translucent, so if I show you the back side, it's just sort of the opposite of what I showed you on the front side. It's gorgeous to look at, but you don't buy records to look at them. Maybe some people do. It sounds great. Like the first record, mastering is really solid on this. They all sound really good. There's no pops and crackles like they were taken from old 45s. There's no artifacting. There are no squelch issues. It just sounds great. So, track list. Side A, Witch Girl by The Mysteries, Beast of Sunset Strip by Teddy Durant, Seance by The Ebb Tides, Why Do I Love You by Bella Goldstein, Tombstone No. 9 by Murray Schaff and His Aristocrats, The Wolfman, I'm the Wolfman by Round Robin, Deep Sleep by Chance Halliday, Count Macabre by The Connoisseurs, and Haunted by The Madmen. Like the first record, totally entertaining listen from start to finish. This is in no way a lesser release than the first one. It's not like, well, they put all the good ones on the first one and they dug up a few more. They exhumed a few more tracks for the second. No, this is solid. You could listen to these if you just bought the second album. I think you'd be pretty happy. I'm the kind of person now who I'm going to be getting every volume of these if they produce more. If they're drawing these from tracks on a CD box set, obviously CDs can hold more content than LPs. CDs, I think, are roughly about an hour, and LPs tend to be about half that. So I want to say it was like a 3 CD set. So there's probably at least one more album's worth of material if they're solely just culling things from the original CD release of these. Side 2 is The Voodoo by Terry Gale, Ghost Guitars by Darren Damon and the Vampires, Vampire's Ball by Man Drake, Zulazuki by Johnny Anderson, Mr. Frankenstein by Peter and the Wolves, Dr. Spook Twist by Frankie Stein and His Ghouls. I was just about to say, throughout these two records, I've never heard of any of these artists. So if you're not just getting, Beware of the Blob again, you're not just getting Monster Mash again, you're getting cool stuff that was released decades and decades ago that you probably haven't heard a million times, which I appreciate. Frankie Stein and His Ghouls is one record I'd heard of. I had downloaded that record years ago. I think whatever that organization was, which I think was Studio Musicians, they put out at least 2 albums, maybe 3. I think those are on Spotify. So that is, as I was going to say, I've never heard of any of these people. Them I have heard of. After Frankenstein, you get The Raven by Kenny and the Fiends, The Guillotine by The Executioners, and Werewolf by Gary Warren. And if you want to see the back cover, you can't read it, but that's what the back cover looks like. So these are really, really good records. These are records that Obviously, I'm going to tell you I got for free to review them. I'm under no obligation to say I liked them if I didn't, but I had an inkling that I might, and I really did. So this is the kind of thing where I would gleefully buy these two records myself for money. I would gleefully, I'm trying to get these in there without any, there we go. I would gleefully buy these two records for people. I would gleefully buy any more volumes of these records. They're really, really good. If you're like me and you like the old style Monster Kid era, that 50s, 60s explosion of like the Aurora model kits and Famous Monsters magazine and Castle of Frankenstein magazine and horror comics and EC comics and all that. This totally feeds into that whole aesthetic and vibe. I can't say enough how much I enjoyed these records. These are going to be played a lot by me, not just around Halloween time, but anytime. Because again, if you don't pay close attention to them, they're just cool retro rock records. And if you pay close attention to them, hey, it's Halloween time. So one is available now. Original Halloween Nuggets is available anywhere you can get records. More Halloween Nuggets is coming August 25th, 2023. Highly recommended by me, if I didn't say that enough already. These two records. And maybe I'll do more of this. If you like, let me know. If you like these music reviews, I'll maybe review some more stuff. And if you think I should get more, go track by track, I could do that. I just thought an overall vibe would be great. That's all that I got to say. I'll see you next time when I play records or watch movies or just have something to ramble about.